Welcome back. Since the last episode, I have actually completed the beginner log, just from the clues I had left over from that fishing grind. I also accidentally logged off while trying to drop some fish, claimed some LMS capes that I could get from my 12 wins, and did a fair amount of easy and medium clues. This episode I want to really take care of some stashes I haven't filled yet that aren't too easy to fill but should be pretty doable. This row of clues right here has steps I can't complete currently. Some of them are like rune boots, which come from Slayer, but a lot of them are due to stashes that are filled with clue items like rune heraldic helms, shields, and I believe there's a bob shirt somewhere in here. But luckily for me, I have been stacking up some caskets just from random clues I get, mostly from skilling, but also from some of the Slayer I've done. And I'm going to be opening the easy, medium, and hard caskets in hopes of being able to fill those stash units. The elites aren't currently useful for anything. I don't really want to open these because I don't want to get masters when I have so few of those stashes filled, but at this point I really need to start getting some items to fill these stashes, or these hards and elites are really going to add up. So anyway, I'll start with the easies. Now I need 2 items from easies. One of them is a bob shirt for an elite stash, and I also need the flared trousers for a master stash. Besides that, I'm happy to just get random items to fill the collection log and my treasure chest. Most of the easy clues I've opened on this account were on Entrano, where you cannot get armor items, which leaves my collection log and treasure chest pretty empty. It's gonna be a little awkward to open these. I'm gonna be dropping a bunch of items, but here we go. Fair enough. Well, I guess it's also worth noting I have not yet completed the Armadil or Zamrak god books, so maybe I'll finish that as well, and I guess we can open them up here. Well, here we go. An item. I imagine I'll get quite a lot of collection log slots filled from this, since I have so few right now. And that means I unlocked the iron tier of the collection log, whatever that means. Oh, elegant's pretty cool. It's a bit rarer than a normal item. Oh, nice. I'm just now realizing how much of a mess this will be. Hopefully I get a scroll book to be able to store these scrolls. Honestly, I think this might be worth using the death storage for. Some UIMs might have a clean enough inventory to not need to do this, but not me. Well, there we go. Much better. So, back to opening. Oh, there we go. That was quick. Is that what a bob shirt always looked like? Fair enough. Well, that is really good. That's 1 stash we can fill. The rest of the items are super easy to get. I believe I can get the rest from shops. Or I might need to smith a rune kite shield, actually. Well, I'll find a way to get that. I might even get it from a hard casket. Well, continuing on. All I need from these are... all I need from these are now the flared trousers. So hopefully I get those. Nice. Some prayer gear is always nice. More prayer gear. Oh, and a master scroll book. I had one of these really early on into the account, so it still has charges from when I put those in back then, and I can store these now. So that's pretty nice. Maybe I'll keep this around for a little bit to have some nice transportation. Nice. Oh, and a book of law. So I can use that whenever I need. I can't imagine it being too useful, but maybe for the wilderness. Alright, I'm a bit over halfway through these, so I think I'll dump off all these items to get a clear inventory. Alright, stored all the uniques, and back to opening. Okay, a master. Now with these, I hope I can complete them all, but they might end up staying on the ground for a little while. I'll just keep them here for now. Nice. Oh, wow. Okay, this is actually really good. It's actually worth quite a bit. As you can see, 5 mil. It skulls you if you equip it, so I actually won't equip it. But it is also rarer than most of the normal items. The normal items are 1 in 1,404. The Cape of Skulls is 1 in 5,616. So actually a rare item. The only things rare from easies are the Monk Robe G set. Hopefully I can get that, but that's pretty cool. Maybe it's useful for farming revenants. I won't have to go to Edgeville to get skulled. I can just go to my treasure chest. And more elegant too. Oh, and a clue. Oh, right. Wow, I'm getting a lot more items than I thought. And there we go. Look at that inventory. Really, really cool. I didn't get the flared trousers. Wasn't really expecting to though. I'm just happy I got the bob shirt, and I'm really happy with all the uniques I've gotten too. So now I'll just store everything in here. So this treasure chest is looking a bit more full, which is nice. The biggest thing being the bob shirts. So for mediums, I only have 15 clues opened. I did get holy sandals, which are really, really good. But the amount of items from mediums that fill stashes is actually a lot higher than easies. You have things like the stole, headband, crozier, mitre, and bando's cloak. There might be some I'm missing, but very, very good tier of clue scroll. I need a lot of items from here. Ranger boots would also be nice just to have some range boots. Maybe wizard boots too, but mainly the clue items like the headband, mitre, stuff like that. So 87 should be a decent chance at getting something good. Here we go. Oh, cool. Okay, a stole. Did need that. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't get too many masters, and man, this is one that I can't really do right now. So I might be juggling that for a while. Another master. Well, I guess here's a little trick for juggling clues. Sometimes this clue timer right here, which is from the clue juggling timers plugin, can mess up if the item stack collapses like this as a number 4 instead of like 4 unique clues. But to check if you've juggled the clues, since the timer might not be reliable, you can have another tier of clue on the same stack, and you just drop the clues. And once you pick up the other tier of clue, you've successfully cycled through all of them. So that just helps you reduce stacks, especially with beginner clues, which also do that. Okay, a headband as well. That is another very useful item out of the way. I just need a crozier now to finish a stash. Okay, double mitre chest. Well, I think it's time to deposit a few items into the treasure chest. I'll keep these mitres and stole out of the chest since you can't withdraw them unless you have the full vestment set, and I don't have those. Most of the pieces are from easies and I didn't happen to finish them. Oh, another master. Okay. Elegant is a bit rarer than a normal item. And a boater. Oh. And the Unholy Book complete as well. I am only missing the Ancient Blessing to build the shared treasure trail rewards. That's pretty cool. And a crozier. Nice. That is the headband crozier stash that I can now fill. It is in the wilderness, so there's a chance I die on the way there, so it would be nice to get a few replacements, just in case. Speaking of replacements, I got a second Bandos Mitre, which means I can put one in the chest and have one in a stash. So that's pretty cool. I think it's time to offload a bit more into the treasure chest. Huh. I guess you can't store the gnomish firelighter. Fair enough. Is it worth anything? No. Another master. Sherlock steps are a bit dangerous for me at this point, but another master is always nice. And another master. with a purple elegant shirt. Oh, follow the bard steps are probably even more dangerous than Sherlock steps. And another master. I'll offload these items now. The inventory fills up pretty quick. I'm glad I decided to empty my inventory. Another headband. Might as well use that for the stash. Oh, now that is an interesting item. That is used for a very important stash unit. The stash unit holds the Bando's cloak, plate body, and god sword. So, very interesting item. I'll have to see whether I store that for now or not. Probably depending on if I get the plate body from these hards or not. Oh, and Guthix cloak. Less interesting. Pretty cool though. And another master. These are getting to be a bigger issue than I foresaw. Yeah, we'll see. It all depends on how many I can do. I'm really getting these quite commonly. Okay, well that is the shared rewards greenlocked. A small interesting fact though, I don't actually have all of the blessings in my treasure chest, so I need to keep an eye out for the Saradomin blessing and Armadillo blessing. There's the mediums finished. Not a bad haul. Actually, wait, it's a super good haul. I think I got all the items I need from mediums. The only thing I need to decide is whether to keep this Bando's cloak on me. The stole, headband, crozier, mitre, Bando's cloak. I think that might even be everything I need. Well, that was very, very good. Probably the best opening I could have asked for. And that leaves probably the most important casket, the hard casket. From this, I need 2 Rune Heraldic shields, as well as 2 Rune Heraldic helms. I think it's quite unlikely I get all of that, but honestly, I'll take what I can get. Just one of each would really help me clear out these clues. But from hard clues, I should also get quite a lot of money from the rune items, so that should be pretty nice. A lot more than from the mediums. Well, here we go. Oh, well, there's that too, I guess. New items are always nice. Guess I should have shown that too. I don't have many of these open, so some god d'hide or other items would be nice. Oh yeah, if we get the Bando's plate body, that kind of changes everything. It's a very good item to get, but I'm kind of hoping I don't get it so I don't have to deal with it. Oh, also, I need this rune kite shield for the bob shirt stash. Nice, a blessing that I don't have in my treasure chest. Nice, there we go. That is 1 shield out of the way. And does this ornament kit mean I can store dragon boots? I guess I'll go for a quick deposit trip. Well, here's the blessing. Just need the Saradomin one now. And, well, dragon boots are here. So, I guess I'll hold on to this. Man, my inventory is getting a lot messier, isn't it? Oh. Doesn't knock for much. Oh, Black Dragon Mask. Wait, that's a clue item, I think. Yes, it is for the KBD layer. Wow, I'm getting really lucky here. Actually, I also need Black D'hide chaps for that, but I'm already wearing some. Another master though, man. 11 of them. Oh, some Bando's d'hide. And another master. Man, my inventory is really getting packed. Oh, oops. How did that happen? Nice, there we go. Another Rune Heraldic shield. So that's all the shields I need, I believe. Which is really massive. Just need some helmets though. I'm hoping I'll get some. I definitely have some clues on the ground that need them. Okay, another master. I mean, it's looking like I can do most of these, but you never know with the later steps. Another crozier, not bad. I guess that's a backup in case the first trip doesn't go well. Cool. Oh, that's actually really cool, I think, because the God D high shields are actually the rarest items on the standard hard clue item, not including gilded and such. Well, time to deposit a bit more. Oh, huh, they even get their own little item slot. Same with the boots. My first boots, huh? Alright, well, only 8 more. I'm starting to think I might not get the helmet. Well, some new boots, but for the final casket, no bucket helm. Well, I guess I'll deposit the last of these items. Still, it was a really good haul. I got a lot of items with 2 rune heraldic shields and even a dragon boots ornament kit, so can't really complain. I do have a bit of a packed inventory though, which is a bit concerning considering all my items are at Histopori. It shouldn't be like this, but considering most of these are stash items, I should be able to remedy this. I won't go into the wilderness though, of course. But looking at these items now, I'm actually really happy with this haul. A lot of good items, a lot of stashes I can fill. I'll get to doing that now. Oh yeah, and also, this is what the clue book is up to. Now there's one of the stashes built and filled. So there's one rune heraldic shield used, and there is the other one used. Man, that is really, really big. I only have 3 more stashes to make for the hard tier. One of them requires a rune heraldic helm, one of them requires rune boots, and the other I already have the crozier and headband for. Well, I guess I'll use this bob shirt now. I'll go for the green one. Nice. There we go. There is the bob shirt used, and another elite stash. Now, I have this miter, and it's used in another elite stash, which requires a rune crossbow. Luckily, I can actually smith and fletch one myself, so I guess I'll get to that. Well, there's the crossbow and an elite Ardoin task. And there's an elite stash and the miter used. That's really, really good. Now, I think I'll get my items back. See how my inventory feels. Well, I have one more stash I need to build. The crozier and headband one. While I do have the black dragon mask, it is for a master stash unit, and I only have 81 construction, which means I need a +4 boost from S.T.A.S.H, and running back and forth for that sounds really annoying, so I think I'll save that for when I get higher construction. Luckily it's storable in its own little spot, so I can just freely take it out and put it back in. Now that I've done that, I figure it's a good idea to see how much I can trim this clue stack by. I should be able to do a few more steps from here, and also I'll try to get through these masters as well. I'll see what I can do. There's already one step I can't do, but we'll see how bad it gets. I'll wait to build the stash unit in the wilderness for when I actually need to go to the wilderness, just so I can combine the trips with a single death pile. So anyway, let's see how this goes. By the way, here for the ancient wizard trio, you can go up the stairs and come back down to lose aggro. I just accidentally gained 80k. Huh. And a little tip for 3-step clues. You might already know this, but you can collect all 3 torn scrolls from a master clue and then drop it, pick up another master, and use those torn pieces to solve a different clue. Oh, well, can't do that one. So I don't really have a good 3-step clue, but I have a doable one, so that's something. Nice. I am back from all those clues, and the clue pile does look a little bit nicer until you include the masters I got. I got a lot more than I thought I would. I thought maybe I'd get 5 in all, and I'd have like 2 left over, but that gives at least some extra goals if I'm ever a bit lost. It's a bunch of random stuff like mix and anti-venom. I can boost for that, but the stuff's in my bag to make those. Bandos Godsword, Abyssal Whip, Obsidian Maul, which I can get kind of easily. The Black Dragon Mask stash, which I can build, but don't want to boost for right now. The Blue Moon outfit, and the Flared Trousers, which I didn't get this episode. And then this one's just a 3-step, which isn't good, but is doable. So I'm just keeping that around to make that easier. Well, luckily I was able to safely make the Crozier stash unit, which means I can store this other one, and I won't need to risk it. Well, in the name of a bit more tidying up, I think it's a good idea to just make a few random stash units. I have a few random ones that I can make, but just haven't encountered yet. So I'll just go and make them and get the stash unit count up a bit. I even have a few medium stashes I haven't built, and apparently this one isn't even needed for Iron Man. You just can't get it because it requires adamant boots, and I guess they didn't want that to be a requirement for Iron Man. I'll fill it out eventually, but I actually don't even have the Slayer level for that. Well, off to build and fill some stashes. Just some easy ones. Maybe like one in the wilderness. Nice. That's every medium stash that belongs to a step I can get done. So that's pretty good. And oh, here's an elite stash for a god book. Not too useful since I can infinitely reclaim them anyway, but it's convenient. Well, I need a lava battle staff to fill a stash. Luckily, it's not too difficult of an item to get. It's a 1 in 128 from Aberrant Spectres. So I geared up, got some prayer potions, and we'll see how long this takes. Oh, there it is. Not a collection log, but a quite important item. Now I just have to transfer these clues back. Has Inferno always been right here? Nice. And there we go. Another stash filled. I actually have this step right now too on a clue on the ground, but I'll do it in a bit because I've decided to do something that's a bit overdue, and that is get the construction level to be able to just make master stash units. The level required to make a master stash is 88. However, a crystal saw gives a +3 boost when making stuff that requires a saw, so I only need 85, which is probably like a mil XP. I was a bit hesitant to do this because as an ultimate you kind of want to do something like construction all in one go, and I don't really want to get 99 right now, but getting 85 would be a huge help for building stashes, and I really want to build that stash that I got the black mask for. So considering the goal of this episode is to fill miscellaneous stash units, I think it's a good time to do some construction. Well, this is definitely an empty inventory task, so off to the Hespori Bank. And for this I actually have a bit of points saved up here, so I can buy a plank sack and probably a few pieces of the set as well. A few episodes ago I said the outfit I was wearing for MTA was my favorite I've worn in a while, but I think this beats it. I definitely look ready to do some construction, but I just need to finish a few inventory things. I don't have any noted steel bars, so I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, which is just use blast furnace to store a bunch of steel bars. to do that, I just buy ores and put them on the conveyor belt, hop to a blast furnace world, and hop back to a normal world. And there's some steel bars. I'll just take 4 at a time, should be enough. So now I'm ready. The process is pretty simple. I just chop a bunch of logs at Pertinus, and I fill both the log basket and my inventory. And now I just turn these into planks, take out some teak logs from the basket and turn these into planks, and take out some more and turn these into planks. Now I have a full plank sack and a full inventory. Now to get a task, I just head to Falador and ask Amy for one. And is that a plugin or is that just a new feature? Either way, it's very useful because I remember forgetting my task a bunch of times when I did this previously. So now I just remove and build the furniture that's marked and drink a cuppa and then head back to Amy. So the process is pretty simple. I think I'll enjoy this a lot actually. It should be really chill, and the XP should be pretty quick as well. And by the way, to get to the contracts, I use the Varrock teleport for Varrock, Falador teleport for Falador, Ardoin teleport for Ardoin, and the mounted Xerix talisman to the Glade to get to Sidious. Oh, and also you can actually get a new contract at any of the estate agent buildings in any of the towns you go to, but usually Falador is the most convenient if you aren't near one. Well, it should be just about 10 hours of this, so very quick. And there's a level already. I just got 200 points, which means I can buy the boots. There's 83, there's 84 construction, and there is 85. That is construction done for now. And I have way more than 350 points, so I'll be able to rebuy a plank sack next time I do construction. Well, that means now we are on to the final stashes we're gonna fill. It should be 3 stashes, maybe 4. We'll see. But for that, I'll need to put away these items and reclaim my stuff from Hespori. And we will be dropping the plank sack. Well, actually, I can hold on to it for a little bit longer just to make these stashes. I'll drop it after I make those though. First thing I want to do is quickly get rid of this celestial ring. I was keeping it because you can sell it back for some stardust, and from the stardust you can get bags of gems. I shouldn't have filled my inventory with those. Well, that is an issue. Alright, well, I've been meaning to get rid of some of these items anyway. Now, the scroll book is super nice, but for the time being, I just don't have the space for it. And the purple sweets are nice for run energy, but also just don't have the space for it. So now I can just quickly open these, and no dragonstone. That's unfortunate, but no problem. I'll find another way to get some for some stash units. So now onto some stash creation. There are 3 stashes I want to make, 2 of them in the wilderness, 1 of them on Intrana. So it's going to require some death piling. I think I'll start with the Intrana one just to make sure I can make the stash and everything, just so I don't forget anything in the wilderness. The plan has changed because I realize it's getting a little bit later into the day, and I think that might mean more PKers are coming out, so I think the quicker I get these wilderness stashes built, the better. It really shouldn't be too dangerous, but you never know. I really don't want to lose my black dragon mask. So that's the black dragon hide things I needed to make for both of the stashes. Now I just need a few miscellaneous items. Here's a spotted cape and rolling pin. So once I get the black dragon mask, that should be all the items I need. Now I'll just go get the planks I need. I hope I can use the plank sack in the wilderness. I don't mind risking it since I'm gonna drop it anyway. Now I'm just gonna unknow a few brews to take with me just in case, as well as a few restores and an antidote plus just in case. Alright, now I think the rest of the prep I need to do after I death pile. Here we go. Hopefully this won't be too bad. Okay, now I need to run around and get some stuff. Like a hammer. I need some teleport runes for now too. There's a crystal saw. Level 30 teleport. There's a gold leaf. The black dragon mask. Mystics, just in case I need to freeze someone. Not that I necessarily think I'll be able to. An anti-dragon shield. Dragon sim to actually be able to do the master clue. And I'll use some of my LMS points to get some ice sacks, manta rays, and I think that's enough for now. And I need some nails. I need to get some teleport tabs as well to Korok. And I want a few crampons as well. It's a bit of a weird setup, but hopefully this is good enough. Oh shoot, I forgot I need to bring my clues too. And I need to be on ancients. I think I'll drop some of these potions. I'll just pre-sip some. I'll drop a restore, and I guess I'll just pre-sip an antidote. Doesn't give a lot of anti-venom though. Here's the master, and here's the elite. Alright, I have both of those. Double check the death screen. Yep, appears nothing too valuable will be lost. Alright, here we go. And we are good. Alright, where's the stash now? Right here. And we might as well do it. I need to use my brews here though. Maybe I should have brought more non-wilderness food. Well, that is awkward. Man, that clue's quite difficult. I hope it's done when I come back. Alright, well, items look fine. Back we go. Oh, okay, that's done now. And there is the stash filled. Just one more to go. This one's a bit out of the way, so should be safe. And I have this shortcut, so that's good. I'm running low on run energy though, so that's not good. And there we go. Both stashes filled. Now I just need to get back to the KB dealer. I'll walk for now though in case I run into any trouble. Here we go. Now, I am quite prepared for the wilderness, so maybe I go and do this too. I have the time, and it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, well, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Just need to go and reclaim everything. Now I need to make that Entrana stash unit. Guess I'm good to just death pile, or death storage rather. This will be a lot less stressful than the 2 wilderness stashes. And luckily I'm not doing this step right now, so I don't even have to fight anyone. And here's another gold leaf. And here's the master stash, and hopefully no one looks my way. There we go. That is another master stash made, which is really, really big. Well, I'll drop the plank sack now. I won't be needing it, at least for the near future, and I'll go and reclaim my items. Now, I figure I'll finish the episode the same way I started it, by opening some more caskets. I'll do all these clues I have on the ground, which I can complete. Maybe I can complete a few more of them. Oh, yeah, I can do this one. Might be able to maybe even boost for this anti-venom challenge. Well, I'll see what I can do here. See how many I can get complete, and then at the end we'll open all of them, except for the elites. Oh yeah, and I don't know if it's common knowledge, but you can kind of safe spot the Saradomin Wizard by running away 2 tiles. And you have to like time it or something, but if you just do it enough times, it'll not walk towards you, and you can just pray mage. Pretty useful for when you don't have food, but have a ranged weapon. I think I did this wrong. And there's a Karamja Elite task too, with the clue. Uh-oh. Oh, what are the odds? Oh, honestly, I didn't know you could get this step without doing the Colosseum. I thought you'd only get this if you've actually done the Colosseum. That's interesting. Well, I was able to do some of the clues, which is pretty good. The clue pile isn't too bad, even though there are quite a lot of masters on the ground. But I think I've done just about everything I wanted to this episode. A bunch of stashes were filled, which is super, super nice. Now, a much higher percentage of stashes are filled, which should make doing clues a lot easier, which is pretty good. Well, in this episode, I'm going to be stacking up caskets again, but since I opened a bunch in the start of the episode, I figure I'll end off by opening some as well. From the easy, I still want flared trousers, so that would be nice to get. From the mediums, I don't need anything and should probably not open these, but I will anyway. And from the hard, the main thing I want are the rune heraldic helms, though a bando's chestplate would be interesting. And then the masters I'm just opening for the sake of it. So from the easy, oh, another master. That's interesting. She'll accept. Well, it's going in the pile. I'm not doing more masters yet, but another collection log slot filled is always nice. Now from the mediums, another collection log slot, and not a collection log slot. Now onto the important caskets, the hard caskets. Hopefully we get some rune heraldic helmets, at least. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Alright. That's pretty cool. Okay. Very interesting. These are very cheap though. Well, sadly, no rune heraldic helm from the hard clues, but it's always exciting to get some new items. And now on to the 6 masters I got this episode. Honestly, nothing really important like the hard clues, but there could always be some exciting items to get from here, like mega rares or, I mean, really anything at this point. I don't have a single unique from these, so could get some cool things. Like that already. Oh, Wines of Zamorak, huh? Magic seeds are good too. Oh, okay. And the final casket. Yeah, fair enough. So, I guess 2 collection log items and a decent amount of money. And I guess I have some seeds to plant as well. So there's that. Well, honestly, I do feel really good about the progress I made this episode still, even though we missed out on the rune heraldic helms. I mean, the recent collection log items look pretty cool. So there's always that. We will definitely have to stack up a bunch more hard caskets and open them in hopes of getting some bucket helms, but for now that's the best I can do. Next episode we might be heading back to a kind of familiar place to continue our progress on filling stash units. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed and I hope to see you in the next one.